Hey guys, Taro here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Kholodny Ferma. Playing for you today, spawning on the left, we have hazuki, watora. Playing as the Brits, and his loadout is mobile assault, special weapons, and tactical support. On the right, we have Burmie playing as Austere, and his loadout is blitzkrieg, lightning war, and Storm. Both these guys about rank 50 with these factions, though they do have other factions that they're higher rank as. I mean, I know for instance Burmie quite often tries to play off meta strategies, and that can get you into a lot of trouble if you're facing off against just about anybody in the top 100s, unless you're going maximum call and tank abuse. You can find yourself losing a few games. So we're seeing 3 infantry sections for hazuki watora. So I discussed this in my previous game, how infantry sections may be the better decision against Austere when you're expecting to play against snipers, because otherwise your machine gun is probably going to be a bit of a sitting duck. We also have to consider that infantry sections have faster capping speed when capping from neutral to being complete. They actually cap this, I think it's 20% faster. They don't neutralize points any faster, but they cap it from neutral faster. So by going for more infantry sections at the start of the game, you can get a bit more territory under your control as the Brits. They kind of made that mechanic because, you know, obviously Brits had a bit of manpower issues and whatnot, and very few units at the start of the game.
Universal carrier ready for use.
So they kind of did that to compensate for that slower start, but obviously Brits have received a few buffs, a few manpower buffs since then. So it's not really quite so big of a factor anymore. But we're going to see the breeding carrier, which is exciting stuff. Should be able to keep that sniper at bay, which is about to reveal itself in the centre. First shot onto the garrison, and gets a hit as well. And straight away after seeing that, hazuki watora relocates his breeding carrier to try and find a line on that sniper. Remember, these do have target tables and increased detection range of snipers, so they are alright. And he's getting very close straight away. He's going to take a Faust. Misplay there by hazuki watora, but he can always pop the repairs. Surprised it's taken him this long to do so, honestly. What's he doing there? He's making Royal Engineers. I just don't understand why you wouldn't use this. 15 munitions. It's really not a big drain at all.
An engineer unit is ready for action.
I mean, if it was like 30, I could kind of understand, like in these early game situations, not wanting to spend that, but 15 munitions is really cheap, and he'll be able to get his breeding carrier back in the fight, which is very important at the moment, because he's probably going to have to use that to actually fight this garrison. But hazuki watora has managed to sneak his way around the side, going to go for the cutoff. Oh, and this squad taking heavy damage on negative cover there. And breeding carrier going in for the kill here. He sneaks right past that squad in the garrison. This could be the end of the sniper. Well, here comes the Faust, but it's not going to be enough to kill the breeding carrier, but he jukes at a really good time. You have to remember the pathfinding on the universal carrier is incredibly awful, so the chances of it being able to turn around there and get the sniper as it ran past just about impossible. And in fact, that could be the end of the UC. He's got his rear armor facing, probably going to take another Panzerfaust to finish the job. There it goes. So a very bad start for Hazuki Watora. Didn't manage to knock out that sniper quite. And that was good from Burmie, you know, if he just panic retreated there he would have died, but he used that knowledge that if he juked around here and then retreated, there would be a few pathing issues with the Brand carrier and he could dodge its fire and get away. So nice maneuvering there by Burmie, but going for the double Faust is going to delay his medics, of course, so he can't really use his sniper until that is healed up. Or if he does, it's in grave danger. Looks like he's building that bunker now, but still doesn't have the munitions, so he's got pretty healthy munitions income, so it's alright. What are we seeing here? Okay, he's got AC requisition teched. Doesn't quite have the fuel. In fact, now he does. The AC. So this is where Burmie has to be careful having just one 222 on the field. Don't want to go too aggressive with it and get caught out by the AC, get knocked out. This is really like the danger time in this matchup. And Brits hit their first stage of tech, get out the AC, potentially a sniper. This is where the game is usually decided between these two factions. Whoever navigates this tends to come out victorious. And interesting to see he actually completed building those sandbags there. Quite often they leave these ghosted because you can't vault over ghosts. So I don't understand why he actually completed building those. Kind of just allows people to harass this. I suppose the retreat paths are a little bit worse, but I feel like the biggest benefit is slowing down your opponent coming into this territory rather than as they evacuate it. So Burmie actually not going for another scout car, going to go for a pack. That is another valid option. Can be difficult to position your pack though on a map like this. If it was on Crossing in the Woods or something, I'd say it would be a bit easier. And there we go. AC fights 222. Doesn't decide to chase though. But slow on the chase. That could have been a wipe there if he'd actually bothered to chase. But the 222 is going to live to fight another day. Nice trench here. On the cutoff. Would be a little bit better if it was facing more like towards the centre, so if he ever end up chucking a Vickers in, it would be facing the right direction, because otherwise his squad could come down here and then come up here and flank it through its blind spot. Like infantry squads don't have a blind spot, but machine guns do when they're inside a trench, which I obviously covered in my starter series about garrisons. More info on that. Oh, pack connects. Sniper takes a couple nasty bursts there, has to retreat as well. And that is indeed a Vickers locking down the centre now. And it's Vet 1, so it can actually reach this garrison. I'm not sure if he has sight of it. No, he doesn't quite have sight, which is why it's not shooting at it. And there is an anti-tank gun in return. So they're both well aware of what's going on here. But yeah, now that Vet 1 Vickers will be very good in these garrison-to-garrison fights, because that's what that Vet 1 Vickers does. Maybe one of these days it'll get some nice bursts in. There we go, drops a model there. Forces Burmie to reposition. Sniper's finally healed back up, ready to come back into the fray. And nice to see some minesweepers as well. Mines very critical in this phase of play as well, because it can easily decide the 2-2-2 versus AEC battle if one of them runs over a mine. I mean, especially if you run over a telemine, that is the end of the AEC and maybe the end of the game as well. Now it looks like he's trying to come up here with a sniper, but that's a bad idea against the Vet 1 Vickers. Got extra range.
Sappers reporting. Positions ours.
It's not going to work out too favourably for him. He's coming in for it though. Takes a burst, gets a little bit less than quarter of its health. There's the second burst, and then he has to retreat, giving the machine gun a lot of variance as well, firing at snipers because they're so high, such a high unit cost. Gives units a lot of variancy.
We're losing a capture point.
I don't know what the formula for variancy is. I did ask somebody. I asked Miragefly and I don't think he knew. I think Cruz knows though. Because I believe it's like a mix of like the unit's cost, but also how much damage you do as well. And I don't know how like manpower and fuel costs are factored in to the experience calculations. And now we do have a mortar pit going down in the center, and Burmie also has a mortar as well. But in a straight mortar fight, I know which one I'm backing. I'm backing the mortar pit, especially before the austere mortar gets, I think, what is it, Vet 2 or Vet 3? It gets, no, Vet 3, that's when it gets the extra range. But I think even at Vet 3, it's still outranged by the mortar pit by 5 range, but it's a very small amount compared to the usual 25, I think it is, or 30. Oh man, that was a close call on that machine gun, man. Whew. And there we go, mortar pit's about to take down the austere mortar. But this is what I was saying in that last game that I cast, Brits vs Austere. So he went for the AC first before getting the mortar pit. Now he can actually defend that, because quite often you see, you know, maybe 2 or 3 scout cars making a big push. And if you go for that early mortar pit, it can quite often get knocked out by that, and then you've lost the game. But Hazuki builds up a larger size army before getting that pit. Much safer, much better idea. Now he's going for a forward assembly as well. I mean, it's not a huge travel distance, but it does matter. Also gives us the permanent garrison buff. So I believe gives it faster rate of fire. Looks like Burmie's thinking about trying to go for a, or maybe perhaps was thinking about trying to bring up his pack and putting some fire on this mortar pit. Unsuccessful though. That's a sniper doing 13 kills. Okay, he's doing alright considering how long he was out of commission for earlier when he's waiting for healing. Oh, but he's gonna lose this. He does. And he's not going to pick up the AC either. No, AC's coming back in. What the hell was that? That was an absolute gift from Hazuki watora there. But he may be about to lose this Vet 3 pack if a few more of those mortar shells land, especially. There it goes. 222 doing some pretty good damage, but that could also be quite susceptible to mortar fire here. Pack got decrewed, but Burmie, meanwhile, has gone straight for a Stug. Nice to see him not waiting around for the Stug. Going for some tech, refreshing stuff. Which means, I mean, actually, he doesn't even have a Stug, does he? He doesn't even have mechanized assault equipped. Oh, but that pack gets killed. So I'd say Hazuki is in the lead right now, just in terms of kills and deaths. But that Stug Could do some pretty heavy damage. Hazuki
Enemy
has
causing
got his
trouble.
tick up,
Trying
but
to
no
take one of our
Cromwell
points.
quite yet. So Burmie's got a little bit of time to get something done with this, because the very high rate of fire on the Stug can help take down the mortar pit very, very quickly.
Emplacement under attack.
Looks like Burmie's mortar firing on the mortar pit. Getting a bit of damage onto it, but here comes some Royal Engineers. Should be able to force that back. Oh man, that's going to be a dead mortar now. Whoopsie daisy. I think Burmie's focusing on this engagement here, which he's doing alright in because he's got that machine gun upgrade and he's behind superior cover. He's... oh... looks like he's coming in for a rifle grenade. I was like, why is he leaving the cover like that? But he's gone for the rifle grenade. I think if he just... not stuck behind light cover, but if he stuck behind heavy cover, I think he could have 2v1'd them there. Remember, in small arms firefights, you're effectively like 4 times better when behind heavy cover than out in the open. Combo that up with his LMG, giving him the damage edge. And yeah, I think he could have won that fight. Oh, Burmie, he's gone for Storm. So maybe we're going to see an LFH. He's flooding up quite a lot of manpower. It's looking likely. He doesn't have many squads either, so clearly he's decided not to rebuild any of those squads that he's lost. Or even the pack that he lost, and go for a LFH. He's got his 2 combat pioneers at the ready, but quite often it's a good idea, I mean, if you're planning to go for a howitzer, to try and get a couple mines down on the critical spots, maybe one down here, one here, one here, if possible, before you put down your howitzer. Just to try to keep it safe. In fact, I think General's Gentleman cast a game of mine when I used the B4. This was a couple months ago. But you saw when I planned to go for the B4 from the start, I planted mines. Just like a bazillion mines all over the map before I put down the B4. And that definitely helped in my defense of it many, many times. But there goes the LFH. Should be able to soften this up, especially with Hazuki Watora not having advanced placements, or is it Royal Engineers? The one with stand fast.
An emplacement is being attacked.
Okay, here comes Cromwell. Going to force away these Grenadiers from the north. Probably flatten this minefield as well.
Extra firepower is now available for units.
Right, he's just going to defuse that with his engineers. But here comes the Cromwell. Perhaps he's thinking about going for the howitzer now. We do have that Stug. It's facing the front though. Cromwell turning around to... oh, Stug's about face though, just in the nick of time. In a straight up head-to-head firefight, the Stug will win due to its better penetration and higher rate of fire. But if the Cromwell can circle it, obviously the Stug doesn't have a turret. Very vulnerable to the fast Cromwell. And we see some Panzer Grenadiers coming from Burmie. I think this is a good decision, comboing up with the Stug, because obviously he's vulnerable to those Cromwell flanks. You can't flank Green tricks, so they can just turn around in the blink of an eye. Do some pretty good damage. Is he coming in for a rifle grenade? Look at the... what is this guy doing? Look at this, the rest of the squad's here. He's like, nah man, I'm going for that bush. I like the looks of them bushes. No Shrek from him yet. He's got a lot of munitions float though. And And there goes the Cromwell. In fact, they're so clumped up, that could be a dead squad. No, it connects with the tractor instead. Lucky break. Burmie. Now that Vet 3 Vickers in the church, man, this is an absolute nightmare. Oh, but he clears out the pack. I mean, the 6-pounder, that is really good news. Now Stutt is a lot safer. I'm not sure if you would have noticed that happening though. Oh, and this gets flattened. I mean, I thought the shells were landing more in this region, but obviously one of them connecting with the church there. Watch that Vet 3 Vickers. That is very bad news for Hazuki Watora, and he is actually going for some abilities that are ready now, i.e. Mobile Assault Regiment. So he's probably going to want to call in a land mattress. He's also upgraded some Brens. Oh, he's got double Brens as well. That is risky. He doesn't have Vet 3 on all his squads yet, but Vet 3 double Brens on 4-man squads, very, very high chance of you dropping them. And it's not like against OKW where the SDG Volks can't pick them up. Raiders can pick them up, and double LMG Greens are an absolute nightmare. It looks like he's trying to flame this garrison down. Unfortunately, burning down buildings is awful these days. I mean, it's just terrible. Because remember, back when, I think it was back during, oh wow, forget about, I was about to go on a rant about buildings getting flamed down, but that Cromwell just flattened those P-Grens. Oh, and he could actually accidentally set off that telemine if he's not careful. Right here, a Stuka dive bomb in the center. Destroys the anti-tank gun. Doesn't get anything else. Oh, and there we go. A stray mortar shell actually knocks out the telemine. Very careful not to park too close to your own mines. Can backfire. And Burmie actually going for a flak panzer. Now, we did see a game with Burmie in the past I cast where he had the flak panzer suppression bulletin with flak panzer. Obviously, you can't stack them anymore, so it's not quite as effective as it once was, but I imagine that would actually be a pretty popular strategy if taking his austere wasn't so suicidal in most cases. Looks like that mortar actually got stolen by Hazuki. Oh, but it's a bit of a liability there. Takes a nice LE-8 shot. That is up to 8 kills. He's been targeting, I think he targeted the base with his last rush. Should probably continue to target this region with the mortar pit. And the forward assembly. But if we take a look at the VPs, pretty even, Burmie with a slight lead at this stage. And Hazuki is flooding quite a lot of fuel at the moment. I think that's largely because he deployed those commandos from this garrison. But yeah, I'll go back to my rant about buildings and flames. So yeah, back during OCF, you know, when they made those AoE flame damage changes to tanks like the KV-8 and whatnot, the flame damage stuff that leaves pool of flames like Molotovs, KV-8s, you know, flamethrower vehicles, but not handheld flamethrowers do. I think the damage over time it was doing was 4 times too high, which is why, you know, Barton had such success spamming KV-8s in OCF. And to compensate for that briefly, before they managed to fix flame damage tick rate being too high, is they actually increased their flame damage resistance of buildings. But then once they fixed flame damage tick no longer being too high, they didn't rechange the building's resistance of flames. So it takes way too long to burn down a building these days.
Enemy causing trouble. Trying to take one
Might as well just not even bother. Especially, like, you can do it with a with a vehicle, but don't even bother with a handheld flamethrower. You stand just about no chance at all, unless you want to have your squad doing nothing for about a minute. Well, we got a few Piets distributed, but they're taking a lot of bleed against this flak panzer. And to the howitzers as well. There goes one squad. Things going pretty badly for Hazuki Watora here. And Stoke maybe about to knock out this Cromwell. It's going to get around behind the garrison. Or is he going to take a Faust? No, doesn't quite get that in time. Flak Panzer's going after the pit. Pit goes down.
Emplacement destroyed by the enemy.
222 has to back away, taking a bit too much damage from those Briens. Man, things going pretty poorly here for Hazuki Watora. He hasn't really used much from this, apart from these infiltration commandos, but I feel like that didn't help him that much either, honestly.
Trying to overrun our HQ.
And perhaps he would have been better off going for a crocodile, if I'm honest.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Oh man, that howitzer is just getting the crazy good hits all of a sudden. 21 kills. I mean, he's got to get the hell out of there with that repairing squad. What is he doing? Just asking. Oh, down it goes. Glad I caught that one on camera. Oh my god, he could almost lose this to the howitzer. What is he doing?
HQ is under attack. Typical
That
enemy
is
trick,
some
isn't it?
pretty shoddy play there, if I'm honest. Burmie making a play for the north. He's got 3 medium tanks and 1 light vehicle. Once you get to this number of vehicles, it can be quite hard to micro them all efficiently, which is why you see so many players use heavy tanks instead of spamming mediums, because it's just so much easier to do. Oh man, look at the reload speed on that thing these days. Man, once it gets to that Vet 2, gets that increased rate of fire. Whew. Oh my god, he almost knocked out the Cromwell again. Did he?
HQ is under attack.
Did he get any? I don't think he got any engineers there. Does have access to the vehicle repairs. I don't understand why he hasn't used that. Okay, maybe what is he doing now? He just used a whole bunch of munitions. I thought I saw he had 200 before. And Burmie actually comes in, gets the kill. I don't know how he knew that that was there, but he found it, knocked it out. Hazuki, man, he had such a promising start, but he's just massively misplayed the mid game here. Not spending his fuel even for those commandos, which really didn't help him at all. He's been sitting under that howitzer fire for far too long. Looks like he's ticked up, and that is a comet, right? Yep, hammer. He's going for the comet. Very good counter to these medium tanks, except for the Stug, of course, and with its target weak point. Disable the turret. It's a comet, that can be very good news. Oh my, oh, this is bad news. He's in your base. He's ruining everything here. Desperately trying to duke around. Hopefully his base will provide him some protection. Here comes the Stug now, finally coming up in. Is he going to go for annihilation victory here? Could do. He's got the howitzer pumping away. Comet comes out just in the nick of time, just before this tech structure goes down. And here it comes. Can the Comet turn this game around for him? And the Comet did receive a rear armor nerf, which is good, because did you know before the Comet's rear armor was the same as the Panzer IV's frontal armor? Like, why? Why was that the case? That's just so overpowered. It's no wonder why, even if you flanked with the Panzer IV, you still lose to the Comet because it just had way too much rear armor. I'm so glad that they made that change.
HQ is under attack. Typical enemy trick, isn't it?
Oh, it's a typical enemy trick. So he's only got one tech structure left, his field HQ, so he can't build just about anything. No AT guns. All he can do is build infantry sections, Vickers, and the universal carrier. None of them are going to help him too much here. In fact, can he... Maybe he should be able to call in engineers at this stage, right? I think you have to get to like 420 manpower or something like that to be able to call in those emergency engineers. I think it's commander ability, in fact. How do you... I can't remember how you change... See, can't remember the hotkey to change the view. But we'll just assume that it's what he's saving for.
HQ is under attack.
Black Panzer heading towards those commandos. Tried to throw a light gun bomb into the retreat path, didn't quite work out. I think the Comet shell actually didn't fully connect. I think he just got caught on the edge of it. In terms of AoE, that's why it didn't do a full 160 damage there. Which is a pretty rare sight, if I'm honest. And then we get to see all of those Brens getting dropped. That's what I was talking about earlier. Not going for the 5-man upgrade and going for double Brens. Very risky. So he's still got 2 models left even, and he's dropped all those Brens. Which is one of the many bugs that would be nice to be fixed.
A capture point is being overrun.
And that is going to be double Bren Pioneers. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe not, watch out, these could die in the next shot. Oh, Stuck's got the armor skirts now, disables the turrets. Got a few Piets on those freshly built Royal Engineers. Not using attack ground, or perhaps he was in fact trying to target that Panzer IV as it retreated. First I initially thought maybe he's trying to target the Stuck with his irregular attack there. Backed him into these bunkers, got the suppression and forces the retreats. Where did that Comet go? Comet's on low actually, can't engage. So it's just going to have to wait until they complete their retreats.
We're losing a capture point.
Burmie likewise having to repair up his vehicles. A lot of Brens going to work here. Panzer IV taking a bit of a hiding there.
Copy, crew. Awaiting new orders.
Oh, the Brens are going to take down the 222s. I think it's got its rear armor exposed. Now it doesn't. And he stopped firing there. Oh, I think that was a mistake. If he just kept right-clicking that, might have been able to get the kill. Instead he tried to pick up that drop Bren and move into the capping circle. Missed opportunity, I feel. I mean, it's not a guarantee that he would have killed it. In fact, perhaps it's slightly less unlikely that it would have worked, but worth a shot. And I think that's one thing with the scoped Enfield that they get a Vet 3. I think it actually does less damage, but it has significantly higher accuracy. which is not really necessary against light vehicles. But usually there aren't really that many light vehicles around by the time infantry sections hit Vet 3. So it's not really a factor.
That's better. Back at full strength. Back up the strength.
Yeah, we can see the effects of all those drop brains
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
on these infantry sections, and they have now lost them all. Burmie going for another medium tank, so he's got a very interesting armament composition. 4 medium tanks and 3 engineers. Oh, drops another one. Doesn't even pick it up before starting the retreats. All hinges on this comet. This gets a nice hit off on the Stug, and here come the Piets in support. Piets doing some pretty good damage here. Comet going after the Stug. Stug trying to be repaired. Black Panzer coming in from the south. Down goes the Stug. Piets all connect. Black Panzer once again taking some pretty big hits. Piets switch focus. They're going from vehicle to vehicle, doing heavy damage to all of them. And that's going to be the end of the scout car here. Nope. Targets the wrong vehicle accidentally. And it's a bit of a risk actually shooting at that. I was going to say, because of the vehicle wreck in the way, there's a very good chance you connect with the wreck instead of the scout car. And he wouldn't get the job done there. But Panzer IV locking down the north. And Hazuki really up against it with only 100 VPs left. So the Howie targeting all those squads that have just completed their retreats. Did he lose their infantry section there? I think he did. Oh, whoa, juicy hit there. 39 kills! My god. P4's going in for the kill. Risky. Lots of Piets connecting. Oh, he's dropping in the Stuka dive bomb. Down goes the P4. Oh, he wipes the commandos. But Hazuki Watora still in this match. Still got those 2 engineers. Both of them up to high levels of veterancy now. He manages to salvage one of those brains. But Burmie just can't get that killing blow. Is he going to go in with this wounded Panzer IV? Looks like it. Oh, and, oh, you can see the call engineers from this overlay. That's nice. How do they fit that in? Is an ability being displaced here by this?
HQ's under attack.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's missing from this? Oh, the vehicle crew repairs is missing. When the engineers come in. Interesting. I mean, you never get to see this scenario happen. Or almost never. I wonder if he can... No, of course he could do it on his overlay, but for the observer mode you can't see it any longer. HQ actually getting very close to death. He's trying to rebuild it now after calling in those fresh engineers. Very risky though. That howitzer thumping away. Also getting very low on VPs.
We've 75 points remaining.
Looks like Burmie's going to be content to just keep spamming mediums against this Comet, which is starting to vet up quite nicely. Panzer IV doesn't stand much of a chance against the Comet frontally. Really needs that Stug in support. Okay, command post back online. He's equipping brains on his engineers. That's not a good idea. starting to repair his next structure as well.
HQ is under
Here
attack.
comes the howitzer fire.
Trick, isn't it?
Oh man, this could end so badly. Ooh, gets one of them. He's trying to move over to where he thinks is safer, but that howitzer scatter at long range would still easily connect with those two squads at the front there. Oh, he gets the one at the back!
The units of engineers
Oh
have been killed.
man. Ooh, almost gets them. Almost.
Capture point. They're trying to
Oh
take
my
it.
god.
Our headquarters
I've never
are
seen it. I haven't seen a howitzer be this devastating since they were super overpowered back in the day. Wasn't that long ago? Do you guys remember when the ML-20 was like, went for that every game as Soviets? ML-20 plus the quad, the OP quad. Good times. Terror tactics was ruled the day. That was fun. I mean, it got boring quite quickly, having like 3 houses every game, but fun to reminisce on.
HQ is under attack.
And he's just about managed to repair this bad boy up.
5 points left. Nil best per random, as they say.
He's got plenty of fuel to be able to rebuild a tank once he does so. And quite a lot of manpower as well, but he's about to drain out on VPs. All his repairs, keeping squads back in his base, hasn't given him enough capping power. He's trying to build another Comet, but I don't think that's going to work
HQ
out of
is under
VPs.
attack. Typical enemy trick, isn't it?
Yeah, his Comet's in fact going to go down. No, bounces. Lucky bounce. But that is it. Nice to see some tech from Burmie. And man, that howitzer, this thing, MVP of the game, does the damage. 56 kills, flattened all sorts of buildings. And hazuki watora really didn't make much use of his mobile assault at all. Really a waste of a doctrine, didn't use the vehicle repairs. Didn't use the land mattress, used the commandos once, no flamethrowers. I think he would have been better off going for the crocodile. Or even the artillery cover. He did have a bit of a munitions float for a while before he mass equipped all his squads with weapons. Anyway guys, I'll wrap on that. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.